Hello everyone, welcome back to the stream. Today we are back for the fourth round of our IndyCar Series on Assetto Corsa. We're here for the oval race of the season at Phoenix Raceway. Sorry, just hearing some wrist control things in here. Yes, welcome along. Yeah, this should be an interesting race. I did one oval race in these cars last year, not streamed, did it off stream. But, yeah, I did, yeah, did one of these last year. It was actually quite fun. I made a really good move around the outside at one point. So yeah, I'm actually kind of looking forward to this. I'm not sure how it's gonna go. I did one race last year, and that is pretty much my only oval race ever. So yeah, this is something quite unusual for me. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Gonna be interesting indeed. So I'm just trying to fix something a little bit. But yes, welcome along. What you were hearing, if you're here for the starting soon, you were just hearing a practice start in the background for the drivers. Yes, they crashed pretty much at the turning point for turn 1. It did not go well. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. So it is. It's going to be interesting. Yeah. Yeah. 225 lap race is a lot of laps, but of course it is an oval. Lap times are about 20 seconds. Yeah, Phoenix, if I just press drive for a sec here, you'll see the track map in the bottom right. It's 3 corners. The first one is the tightest, the second's an easy flat out little kink really, and then the third is quite a bit of a longer right left-hander, sorry, that's a little bit more open. It's flat out in the early laps, but after a few laps the tires start overheating and wearing, and it it's no longer flat. Um, so yeah, I do actually. I need to switch to this for a moment, just to fix something. Yep, that's better. Right, what do I have this on? We'll put on layers remaining. Um, so yeah, setup-wise, obviously I say I don't do much oval racing. I'm not that big on setups. I've sort of started trying something based on the baseline setup. You can see a low front wing, no rear arrow because the car sort of does understeer through a longer stint. And yeah, I just need to check something. Yeah, so yeah, you can see I've done the asymmetry. For the camber, yeah, the rest of this is pretty much default. So yeah, I'm going to make strats. Oh yeah, what am I doing tires? 35, 30, 33, 31. Uh, 31. So how do you feel confident? I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be the quickest around here. I think there'll be other people that just have better setups. And then... yeah, that's it. You know, I think... I don't think I'll be too badly, though, based on the race I did last year. So yeah, setup... fuel. Go bring down to 5 liters. That should do us a few laps. It's going to be a busy qualifying session, so it is around here. So I'm just checking a couple of things. Oh yeah, there's also the 2 tire compounds. They're just both primaries. I think the P1 with the red sidewalls, I think that might be a softer compound. I honestly haven't tested it. But I might do laps on both just to check. Trying to slot into a bit of space is going to be difficult. Bit here, if we can get up to speed. Honestly, something feels wrong at the moment. Yeah, something doesn't quite feel right. I don't know if it's force feedback, because technically I did just load up the Fanatec app. Oh. Let me... Load that. Yeah, I might have put on... accidentally loaded a wrong profile, because that definitely did not feel right. Let's try again. Yeah, that feels better. Yeah, that feels much better. Yeah, I accidentally loaded the wrong profile. Not sure about this P1 tire, it doesn't feel great. For this lap. There's not much point in doing more than 2 laps because the tire just overheats, and at that point doesn't do much. So I try the P2 tire. Just go P1 more liter fuel in. Bit there. Yeah, qualifying's really all about getting that T1 better. But yeah, this tire definitely feels better. I'll take that liter fuel back out. see if I can keep my foot flat through T1. Maybe I'll try. Yeah. Just keep going for laps. Doesn't really force it in. Actually, I might have an idea for qualifying. Hi, Arable. Yeah, right, I'm just going to try putting this up to full pressure. Because it's very cold when we come out of the pits. And it's under pressured. Yeah. Oh, it's always annoying when Annette has issues. I shifted up to 6th. Just a little too much. Reset your network adapter, capped to 100 megabytes per second instead of 1 gig. Ew. That's annoying. Yeah, that's very annoying. I got too tight. So, yeah, I might be able to get a little bit more out of T1 there. I need another 10th to really step up. Still went too low. I mean, find it, well, wee margin, but yeah, a few hundredths. Clip the grass there. Now we need 2/10 to get to another place. I'm just gonna try, because I do have another setup. I wasn't particularly keen. Is it from here? No. Here. Do I have this other setup that maybe I'll try? Yeah, this one turns out. I don't like having the halo off, it just... eh. Just feels wrong. Oh yeah, this setup doesn't have the gears set up correctly. Gears back at this one. Yeah. How long do we have to go? 2 minutes. Oh yeah, that easy made that flat. But then because of the different gearing, time kind of drops away again. If I can get the gearing right, too much of this. Yes, that. I think it has more aero drag. I think that's also a thing with this setup. Yeah, you can't have more front aero. Like that, the setup I was on already has max front aero. But this has a little bit of rear aero. Its suspension is set up differently. We'll get 2 laps in here. Final lap then. Bit of time, but not enough to improve on P8. Oh well. Yes, otherwise I'm going to load this one back up. I just feel a bit more confident with it in the long run. I'm just more comfortable with the gearing. And can't be arsed to go through the other one. Yeah, tires are going to be a nightmare around here. All the other races have been on 2 times tire wear. You would think this one also is on 2x with how bad the tire wear is, but no, it's not. It's just regular 1x. So yeah, as with races so far, we're going to have a rolling start. This time, of course, being an oval, we're going to have 2 formation laps. I mean, that'll still be like a in times case, a normal lap at most other tracks. P8 in the end, sort of in this little mid-pack of 3 cars. I mean, you've got the top 6 within, let's say, a 10th and a half. You then have, within just over a 10th, you've got 3 cars that are up to 4/10ths back from pole, and then what was... The grid thing was extremely short. And then... What was I going to say? I completely lost my train of thought. Keeping eye of the wall on other cars, yeah, for sure. A crash can be quite detrimental. Although if you have a crash that automatically resets you to pit lane, that can actually be quite good. I just realized, I don't have tower strong set up. Left front is max. Right front's min. That's rear right's 31. .35 is halfway, so I'll put it at that. So here we are, ready for the start, waiting for the green flag signal. They'll lift for cool tires there. Understeer in turn 1, or third turn. Of course, we're having to contend with dirty air. Oh, big slide for the corner inside. Whoa! That was a lovely like moment. That's not ideal. Yeah, I guess that was just rubber band. I don't know if I can get a pit stop without going a lap down. I need the field to bunch up first, though. But yeah, that's a very annoying way to start this race. It's 1 lap to green. Tires are cooling. I'm gonna go for it. I'm not the only one. I guess they had to reset their pit strat. Yeah, nothing to lose. We actually gained a position because that other car that pitted was slow. I was a bit slow in the restart, forgetting just how far back I was. A lot more grip now. Two cars spun. We're still green. Around the outside, we're up to P9 already. Oh, the understeer there. Wasn't expecting it to be so bad already. Safety car deployed. So now we're mid-pack. Technically we have the same question, you know, we could pit for new tires again. Yeah, most of the car that pitted went onto the P1 tire. There's not many people on the P1, there's only 2 that I can see. The car that pitted in 3rd place. I mean, maybe the P1 holds up better for a stint. Couple of cars at the back pitting now. We have one more lap. Yeah, but it could also be a setup thing. Alright, we have safety car in this lap. Here we go again. Accidentally went too tight there. Getting moved on this time around, up to P8. Cars behind are dropping back quite a bit. And we're sort of just keeping with the cars in front. One car got into the wall there. Looks like P5. Yep. Loses him a couple of places. Yeah, final quarter's starting to get tricky. This car had a spin. Didn't have the grip. Yeah, friends, as you say, just giving up. Like, the setup works early stint, but certainly just falls off more than the others, I think. Doesn't have enough rotation in it. Couple of cars pitting. And do I pit? Yeah, gonna go for it. I'm gonna try the P1 just to see how it is this stint. Cars pitting, or there's a couple. Gonna be a wave around. So we're going to have one more lap. I don't like the way there isn't sort of just a consistent speed here. Like, why are we slowing down to 80 kilometers an hour? Well, here we go again. There we go. Maybe could have sent that round the outside. Didn't have the confidence for it. Oh, they held that there on the outside. Wash, I think. That were the P2 tire just giving, or P1 tire giving more understeer. Yeah, I'm not sure on this P1. Wouldn't necessarily say it's better. Can't really say it's much worse at the moment. As obviously you've figured out by now, the damage isn't on, same as last week. I mean, again, like last stint, we're not dropping off the pack. We're not putting any pressure on. We're just hanging on here to the tail end. Yeah, I think we have to pit. P1, I'm gonna stick with this P1. Couple more cars in the pits. So again, we're gonna have another wave around. "50 laps in." So we're P5 now after that pit cycle. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised to sort of end up P6 at the end of this. One car's gonna pit. Tires have got cold. we're going one more time around. I think we should go this lap, but oh well. Yeah, grabbing more tires for the start could be a good shout. But I mean, well, they were second, and they've gone to the back. It's a bold decision. Yeah, that puts us P4 now. Right then. Well, that car just put their foot down and spun the car in the restart there. Maybe forgetting tires are cold. That gives us P3. Luckily they spun into the pit lane, so doesn't need another safety car. And then that car just pinged off the wall. No safety car yet. And we're back under safety car. One car's peeling into the pits behind. It feels like we're much further in than like a quarter of the way through the race. This could be a long race if it keeps up like this. Well, we're maybe about 30 minutes into the race. So hopefully we'll be going... Yeah, so we should be going green this... Yep, the safety car's in this lap. So from P2 here. Away we go. Yeah, I think we're going to come under some pressure this stint. Safety car's out once more. Yeah, that's 4 laps maybe. Yeah, it'd be nice to get into a bit of a longer green run here. I'm not going to pit. Well, we've barely had like 10 green flag laps, and we're in a good track position. Race winner, safety car, yeah. I wish I had a thing that also told me when everyone made their last pit stop. So I think that means this is our 5th or 6th safety car period. Right, we're going to do one more lap. So 71 laps in, 150 odd to go. I hope we can get to the halfway mark before 9:15 or 9:20, as that's when it's about 8:15 that the race began. Traction a little bit more difficult this time. How much the car behind has to drop back in the middle of the corner. That's the dirty air, I would say. And safety car's deployed again. Again, with track position, I think we stay out. .49 to go. You mistyped. Yeah, you've got to remember there were 2 extra laps for formation laps, I should say. One more lap. So, safety car in at the end of this lap. Again, hopefully can get a bit of green flag. Bit of a stretch here of green flag laps. Okay, that car just overtook me before, went to overtake me before line, and so now he just tapped me round. Might as well come in for fuel and tires. No wave around this time by. There is a lap car stuck in the middle of the field. I could just see them on the mini-map. Safety car's already in. Ooh, I really had to check up there. To P9. One car spun off there. Safety cars in this lap. Okay, just have people check up. P7 now. least we're getting into a bit of a longer stint now. One car spun into pit wall. Safety car for it. You can see here just how hard it is to overtake. Yeah, I made that mistake at T1. Just ran wide and they were always going to get the move done after that. Yeah, the way AC tire wear works is the percentage isn't necessarily how much grip it has, but sort of how far along the degradation curve it is. You know, so the tires will have a set amount of grip at 100%, and then at certain points, depending on how the mod is made, they'll have, points marked as, oh right, this percentage is this grip, and that forms sort of a line graph. that pretty much just dictates how much grip the tire has at any point of its tire life. And of course, 0% will have a point. And then when you hit 0%, the tire just doesn't lose any more life, really. Or lose any more grip. Being caught very quickly by this car behind. That's awkward with the black car, just unlucky. as well take to the pits. Don't loop the car. And then because the pack stepped behind the safety car, so now P6. So yeah, quite a few cars getting a wave around. Oh, one car's just dipped into the pits. So we're gonna go for one more lap behind the safety car. Less than 100 laps to go. Right, going for a restart here. Much better restart this time. Look how much tire life came out 3 turn to a low. dirtier. Luckily, car behind struggled with it as much as I did. Up! Oh, for fuck's sake. Right then, so P8. Restart this time around. Car in front of us has made 10 pit stops. into another safety car. Lap 160, 227. So at the end of this lap, we'll have 67 laps to go. I think at this point I stopped taking fuel. Safety car in at the end of next lap. We may take another tire pit stop, we may not. If we can get to the end here, you know, we might cycle up to the front if others pit. You know, we could get, you know, track position seems fairly key here. So I feel like if we can get away with not pitting to the end of the race, which I think one more caution period, I think we're pretty certain to the end. Flat out to the end, I'm not 100% too sure, but I think we'd be pretty close. And I think we'll definitely get one, if not 2 or 3 more cautions. Car in front going to the wall. That's one free place. This lap car is giving me quite a lot of grief for the moment. Smallest of taps on the wall. Completely dropped off the back of the top four. I might need to take on a bit more fuel. Safety car deployed. I am not the leader, so we pass the safety car. Not many people pitting behind us. Actually, quite a few cars pitting in front of us. If there's a lot of caution, I think we can make it to the end. But we kind of need a lot. If it's a lot of green flag, I think we're going to end up short. So yeah, quite a few cars getting laps back. And we're now up to P3. "40 laps to go." 45 laps to go, sorry. Safety cars in at the end of this lap. Ah! Oh, come on. I'm going to put 10 liters in. I think they'll safely take us to the end. Oh, that's another safety car. Now, there's meant to be a rule that you do 160 kilometers an hour once the safety car is called. As you can see, very few people are following it. No one pitting, curiously. So go for one more lap, then safety cars go come in. End of next lap, that is. So, ready for another safety car restart. Whew. They left the outside open. That's the key for this race is, you know, passes, you want to be on the outside. That's P49. Safety car deployed for an instant, I think, between P2 and P3 there. I wonder if anyone pits here. So, we have 20 laps to go as we started this lap. Alright, so safety car is in at the end of this lap. We will have 17 laps of hopefully green flag running when we get going here. Hopefully we can hold on to P4. I don't think I'm going to be able to go forward, to be honest. I think I'll just be trying to hold P4. Again, trying to pass me before the restart. shifted to second there. Just giving it up a spot for no reason. So this is being declared final safety car of the race. 6 laps to go as we cross the line now. We'll get hopefully 4 laps of racing in. So safety cars end this lap. 4 laps of racing. There will be no safety car for the rest of this race. We're in P6. I doubt we'll make any positions up. Not unless people have crashes. Possible, but who knows. Well, that car just passed before the line and breaking the restart rules. So that gives us P5. Turn not being horrendously overheated made that turn 1 quite nice. Got a bit of a gap behind, as they say in America, white flag for the final lap. even though it means slow-moving vehicle. And that is the finish. Oh. Well, P5. I'll take that, I guess. I'll take that. Yeah. I can't say I enjoyed that race that much. It was very difficult to pass. You were kind of relying on being much quicker than the car in front of you, or them making a mistake. Um, yeah. This won't show the proper final results since people have left servers. That was nearly 2 hours. Less than 4 hours away from being 2 hours. Blimey. Long enough. Maybe a little too long. Can't say. Yeah. Can't say that it's the most enjoyable race ever, but it is what it is. Yeah, I mean... Oh, game crashed on leaving. Oh, yeah, great. So, yeah, if you've been watching the series, you'll know that in the first couple of races, there were a lot of safety cars caused by incidents on safety car restarts. And so from the third round, from last week at the Nürburgring, there was a rule brought in that not only were you not allowed to pass before the start finish line or or another designated line on the track, um, you weren't allowed to get alongside to sort of attempt to overtake, before the line. The idea was instead of everyone coming up to the restart and it's like, right, how am I going to get past the car in front of them? It was a case of you go after they go. Everyone then spreads out. Thus, turn one should hopefully be a lot cleaner, and there's not then another safety car deployed within a lap of the previous safety car ending. So that's the idea. Everyone instead of everyone trying to game it and then going 3, 4, however wide into T1, it opens up, and yeah, and you get less incidents, you know. And you could see there's a couple of people that's just like, oh yeah, they're trying to jump you on restarts, and then oh yeah, I'll just make a move on you, before the racing. Before the line, even though it's you're said not to in the driver briefing, that was a bit frustrating because I lost 2 places from it over the race, and it eventually led to that incident in T1. I'll have to look back on that. You know, I did hold them very tight, knowing that yeah, they shouldn't have been there. Um, but yeah, it was a bit frustrating in that regard. Um, and when the safety cars were called, I don't think this was as much of an issue. But we were told, oh, go to 160 kilometers an hour, and you could clearly see people weren't doing that. That actually has a big effect because if you're pitting or other people are pitting, that's the difference between that decides how many places you lose making a pit stop, what speed everyone else is going at. If they're doing 160 kilometers an hour, they're only going 2 times as fast as you are in the pit lane at 80 kilometers an hour at the pit speed. But if they're actually then doing 200, 240, they're doing 2.5, 3 times the speed. That means, position wise, they could be much further back from you and jump you because they're going quicker. Um, yeah, that was a bit frustrating too. Sort of inconsistent about who was following the rule and who wasn't. Um, so yeah, I've not best pleased with that race. The racing wasn't that great. It was a little too difficult to follow and pass. But yeah, is what it is. I'll take P5 next week. We are going to Vancouver. Vancouver Street Circuit. It's an old one. It's about 20, 25 years old, or over 25 years old, I think. So yeah, another street circuit. We got second at Detroit. We did very well at Bilal. So, and that's a street circuit. So hopefully, maybe that same form can come back. And yeah, that'd be nice to see. Yeah, so hopefully we'll do well there. And then we've got the season finale, which will be at. I'm trying to remember where it's at. Road America. Yes, Road America for the final round. That should be good. Road America, of course, quite well suited to the Indy cars. Those straights are for passing, but a fun track in general. Yeah, that should be some good fun. As always, we'll end up the stream with the Art of Rally. Yeah, we ran this on Saturday. We didn't do that well. We got 116th. So yeah, well, let's see how well we can do today. Group 4 car at Japan, 5.1 kilometers gravel stage in the rain. So it's going to be quite slippery. I'm not sure what car this is exactly. Car sure likes to slide around. This tightening corner, very deceptive. Nearly hit the tree on the inside there. There's finish 257.1. That's all right. 19th. Okay, that's pretty good. Top 5%. I'll absolutely take that. Oh, we were so close to 18th. Well, they're the 32 thousandths. The only 24 thousandths in front of 20th. Very incredibly close there in that little part of the field. But yeah, yeah, good daily event to end off the stream. Yeah, but yeah, that's going to be it for today's stream. Yeah, that race. Well, yeah, not the greatest. A lot of safety car periods, which was kind of to be expected, to be honest. But yeah, just those real issues I mentioned, kind of a bit annoying. And yeah, the difficulty of racing. Yeah. I think part of it is also like I didn't have a great setup. I think that was quite clear. Like half the grid had a better setup than me, just because I wasn't too sure. Maybe if I spent a little bit more time on that other setup I had and tweaked that a little bit further, got like the gears to where I wanted them to be, maybe that could have been better. Um, but yeah, I did a short like back to back of the two setups, and they give me sort of similar pace in the first 5-10 laps of a stint. So I was like, eh, yeah. I tried sort of reducing some of the aero on that setup, and then it just got very tricky to drive. And with the aero it has, it was a bit draggy. It was done on straight line speed, so I was like, oh, that might leave me a little vulnerable. Make it easier for someone to slipstream up alongside me. But yeah, um, yeah, it is what it is. We'll move on to two more good races to come. Vancouver, challenging track, should be some fun. Um, yeah, we'll see how that goes. And then, of course, what do we have? Um, we have. I mentioned it not too long ago. Oh yeah, Road America. Yeah, and Road America should make a good race. Um, so yeah, should be interesting. Um, yeah, looking forward to the next two races. I'll also be back tomorrow. We're going to be on Le Mans Ultimate. We're going to be trying out some of the new ELMS content that just released today. We're going to be having a 75-minute race around Silverstone. Racing. We're going to be in the new unrestricted LMP2 car that races in ELMS, not the WRC spec one. WRC? WEC. Um, so yeah, it's by it is on pace with the hypercars. And from a couple of people I've heard, it's apparently very fun to drive. So yeah, and we'll be racing with a grid of LMP3 cars and GT3 cars. Of course, LMP3 is new with the update, and the GT3s a new bop for them, which will be interesting. New bop for all the classes too, so for hypercars and GTEs as well, which is good to see. Hopefully those classes are a little bit more balanced, but yeah, it's nice to have them shuffled up a little bit more. So yeah, that's going to be it. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Geeky. Thank you, Carnolo or Carnolio and Artie. Thank you all for popping in, chatting a bit. Thank you to those that were lurking throughout the stream or watching the VOD back. Hope you were able to enjoy that race a bit, even if I wasn't quite enjoying it. And yeah, hopefully I will see some of you tomorrow. If not, have a good rest of your week. Not going to be any streams this weekend. There might be one on Monday. We'll see about that. But yeah, if not, we will be back after tomorrow. We'll be back on Tuesday, of course, next week for the Vancouver race, round 5 of the IndyCar Series. So yeah, until next time, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.